Masking has changed a great deal in the latest update of Premiere Pro, which is 26.0. So let's have a look at what has changed and take you through a practical example of it. In order to do that, I have two clips here. The top one is of a person dancing. If we scrub through that, you can see that there's quite a bit of movement in the frame. And below that, if I just hide that layer, we have a clip of some sunlight through slanted windows that move as well. What I want to do is I want to mask the person and allow the background to show through. So let's see how to do that. In Premiere Pro 26.0, the masking has moved from the effects control area where the individual adjustments were right down to the toolbox that is down here, and that is the object mask tool. If you click and hold on it, you can still use the old tools that are there, the ellipse mask tool, the rectangle, and the pen tool for drawing an irregular shape, but we're going to use the object mask tool. Having selected that, when we hover over various objects in the program monitor, Premiere Pro will identify an object and propose selecting that for us. I'm going to click on it to select it, and Premiere Pro has now selected that. We can use this play button, which is the track selected mask forward tool, and when I click on that, it will track that object through the clip, creating the mask and moving the mask as it needs to. It does it pretty fast. You can see it's doing it at over 30 frames per second in this case. So we've now created the mask, and in order to show the person overlaid over the background, I'm just going to right click on the object mask and change to an opacity mask. You can see the outline of it because it's selected, but if I deselect it, you can now see the person over the background clip. So if I play that, you can see that he's now dancing over the background clip. There is one slight problem to it, and that is that there's a slight halo around the selection. So I'm going to deal with that by just clicking on expansion and typing in -2 to contract it by 2 pixels, and that immediately takes away that halo. Okay, so we've selected the person correctly. Let's suppose we want to do a Lumetri adjustment and we want to lighten the person's skin. In this case, I have a Lumetri color adjustment already onto the clip, but you can add one by just clicking on Lumetri color. I'm going to use the same object selection tool. I don't want to select the entire person, but what I can do is I can just draw around the area that I want to select and select just that area. Oh, we need a little bit more than that, so I can just hold down shift and add to it. So we've selected just the facial skin. Because we had Lumetri selected, that mask is now automatically on Lumetri color. If we hadn't had that selected, it would have been up under unassigned masks, and we could simply drag it down onto the Lumetri color adjustment here. So let's track that through. And I've speeded this up slightly just to avoid keeping you waiting. So that's done a great job of tracking the person's facial skin through. So now I can apply any kind of adjustment to that we want. Let me just click on Lumetri color to unselect the mask so that we don't see that outline. I'll click on the Lumetri color adjustment, and now you see we can make an adjustment here to the facial skin and not affect any of the rest of the image. So there we have it. We've got a Lumetri adjustment, we've got him composited onto the background, and we've been able to adjust just the facial skin on it as we required. Hopefully that's useful to you. That shows you how to use the new object masking tool in Premiere. There are other things to know about it. If I just go back to effect controls, you can see that there are blend modes here for the masks. I'm going to cover those in another tutorial. If you want to get that, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Please give the video a like if you learned something here, because it really does help small channels, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.